Okay, so same afternoon, the 3rd of September, and we're here in Chairman chatting away. And what's your name, please?
My name is Michael Rodgers.
And where are you from originally, Michael?
I'm from County Clare, from East Clare.
East Clare.
Yeah.
And good hurling part of the county, is it?
Good part of the country, yeah.
Yeah.
Slievachty, I'm a mountain man, really.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So you're close to the Slievachty. Oh, are you
I'm in
Slievachty?
the Slievachties.
Oh, are you?
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Going back there tomorrow morning.
All right.
To a
Okay.
funeral.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. And Michael, it was you brought me down here in the first place and got me involved in doing the survey. But as an archaeologist, I have one view of the place, whereas you actually see the graveyard in terms of its spiritual context.
That's right. I actually am a priest, and I was ordained in 1965
Right.
to a missionary society with Kiltegan, which is just across the hills from here. And I went to Africa then, and spent 20 years there.
Right. What part?
In Kenya, in East Africa. And after that, after 20 years, I came home. I got a job here at home for a while, and I didn't want to go back. After spending 6 years here,
Yeah.
I decided that I wanted to stay at home. And it was a little bit of maybe disappointment with the institutional side of things,
Right.
and more a kind of need to explore my own story a bit more,
Right.
and my own spirituality and my own traditions and my own heritage.
Right.
And I think travelling overseas made me appreciate that we have something very special here at home. And during that time, I used to come to Glendalough, and I said I'd love to spend a bit of time here and maybe just revive my soul a bit. And then I found that I stayed here.
Right.
I didn't intend to stay here, but it's 25 years now since I came to Glendalough.
Oh, really? You no hint of an accent?
Yeah.
No.
No.
Okay. And so the place then, like you came back for the good of your own soul, and the
Yeah.
place, so it has fed your soul then, Glendalough has.
Absolutely. I think it saved my life. It saved my soul. I often say that.
Yeah.
And it's a place where there is soul.
Yeah.
And there's or spirit or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
And you just feel it when you walk around. When you just get up in the morning and look out, and you feel it. It's in the landscape. It's in the environment, and you just walk with it. And I always say now that we need the outer world to activate the spiritual imagination.
Right.
But there are special places like Glendalough, and I think your soul and your imagination is activated here.
Okay. And when you say Glendalough, you mean the broader valley?
Yes,
yeah.
I do really mean the whole thing. When
Yeah.
I came the first time I came to Glendalough, like many visitors, I would have seen maybe just the main monastic city centre.
Yeah.
Down around there, but I didn't know that there was the other place up on the lakeshore.
Yes.
Now I know that that's the main place.
Yes.
You know, the central place, the place where it all began,
Right.
is on the lakeshore. And
Do you mean
I know.
not Chumpling, but the back closer to Reefort, is it?
Yes,
Yeah.
all that
area.
It's called the Hermitage of Glendalough.
Right.
And I learned that the story began with a hermit called Kevin. You know, somebody who went apart, somebody
Yeah.
who went apart from the mainstream, and he found his soul in this place. And as a result of he doing that, many other people have come for the same purpose, you know, to try and find something.
Yes.
Most people come just as visitors, and to enjoy the landscape and to enjoy the scenery. But I think it also touches the soul. It gives you an opportunity to be quiet and to experience nature in its purest form.
Yes.
And and then the tradition to walk in the footsteps of the saints, if you like, you know,
Okay.
the great people who have gone before us.
Okay.
So it has so much. The story from solitude to community. I think we're all making that journey. That we're individuals. We're unique individuals. We have to walk our own journey, and then we have to walk together as well. And so for me it fits in perfectly into what I do. And
Being in
I
a place of pilgrimage fits in with
absolutely, a place of pilgrimage.
From
And walking outside, it just includes everybody. You don't
Yes.
have to ask people who they are. People will tell you their story, and whatever their story is. I was walking on Saturday now with a group of Mennonites from America, but it was a Mennonite pilgrimage, but they had people from other churches as well,
Right.
including Catholics.
Right.
And when you're all on the road of life together, well, we're all in there. Everyone's story is an important story.
And that's what you find when you're interacting with people here in Glendalough.
Absolutely, and all I can do is tell my story as I see it, and see life, try and express life as I see it. I use a bit of poetry, and you're left free to express yourself.
Yeah.
In a more open sort of way. It's not fixed what I have to say.
Yes. Is St. Kevin part of what you have to say? Like, do you have, like, you've identified a similar life history in a sense with like, is he part of the story that you tell of the place?
Well, I think so.
Yeah.
Very much so.
Yeah.
And not that we know much about St.
Yes.
Kevin.
Yeah.
But we do know, we're pretty sure that he was here.
Yeah.
And that the place began with an individual, a man who had a conviction, and a man who decided that he wanted to do this, kind of to go apart, to find maybe himself, to find the real meaning of his life by being apart in a place like this, a beautiful place.
And then when you go into the monastic city and you see the gateway, the round tower, the cathedral, like, do those structures, St. Kevin's Church, kitchen, is that what it's called?
St. Kevin's Kitchen.
Do they mean something to you in terms of the pilgrimage or life's pilgrimage?
Yeah, of course they do. I mean, I love Reefert up at the Upper Lake.
Yes.
And it's the church of the burial place of the kings.
Yes.
And there are graves there, ancient graves, many of them with no markers on them.
Yeah.
So that seems to me to be always a really special place.
Okay.
And people here in Wicklow regard it as a special place. They say the O'Byrnes and the O'Tooles, the chieftains of Wicklow, they like to have their people buried there.
Yeah.
But when you come back down to the monastery, yes, of course. I mean, I always like to stand near St. Kevin's Cross.
Yes.
And in that area, there's the old graveyard.
Yes.
Again, grave slabs. Some of them not marked in any way.
Yes.
I knew that's the graveyard at the very centre of the monastery, and that's where the old monastic community was buried. But now, in recent times, since we did the survey, it has the whole place is almost like the graveyard has come alive again.
Yes.
And I love to even bring people there to that oldest grave, 1697.
Yeah.
And once you have that date, then you can begin to tell the story of what was going on around about that time. And then when we go into the 18th and 19th century parts of the graveyard where all these very special stones are, the works of great stonemasons, it's really wonderful. It's a wonderful addition to the material that you can talk about,
yes.
or the subjects that you can talk
yes.
about to people, and I think they love.
Yeah.
And it's really a special place.
Well, like, one thing that strikes me listening to you is that you, like, your view of somebody who lived over 1,000 years ago, you seem to think we're the same now as we were then.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I mean,
yeah.
I have no doubt about that.
And like when you went abroad to Kenya, like, was there more? Like, I'm from Ireland. Like, would I recognise Kenyan people? The way they are? Like, have we a lot in common with them and them with us?
I think so. I mean,
people are people.
People are people. When I was out there in Africa, people used to say it's in Kikamba, the local language, in Dakamedimwe, which is the blood is one. But we're all O positive and O negative. We just happen to have a different colour. The outside is different. It looks different in the outside, but we're actually the very same. We're human beings inside. We are all one. And their world is a spirit world too, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They didn't have the understanding that we had as Christians that Christ is risen and we are rising. We're going to rise to life in Christ. But they believed in the spirit going on, and the spirit of the ancestors. I suppose it would be very important in their.
Okay.